This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. GoFundMe page launched for arrested Mobe religious leader. A GoFundMe page has been launched for accused cult pastor Dr. Kevin O. Smith by a man based in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The organizer, Robert Smith, is hoping to raise US $30,000 or Jamaican $4.56 million to cover legal fees for the head of the Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministry, who was arrested by the police on Sunday. Now is the time to stand up against our adversaries, he said. Smith and some 16 men from his organization remain in custody as the police continue their investigations into the stabbing death of two members during a bizarre ritual on the church compound in Montego Bay on Sunday. The women who were with them have all been given bail, while the children were placed in the custody of the Child Protection and Family Services Agency. 100 people held over Heroes Day weekend for DRME breaches. St. Catherine South Police apprehended approximately 100 people for breaches of the Disaster Risk Management Act over the Heroes Day weekend. The police in the first set of raids arrested and charged 21 people at an illegal party in Brayton, Portmore on Friday night. At the same party, over 60 persons ran and made good their escape on the approach of the security forces, police sources told the news. Police said another 58 persons were prosecuted from various communities in and around Portmore during the no-movement period, which commenced at 6 p.m. on Saturday, October 16, and ended at 5 a.m. on Tuesday, October 19. 10 of those apprehended were served a summons, while the other 49 were arrested, charged, and offered bail. None of the persons prosecuted had any valid reason to be on the road during the curfew hours, police said. The police, following the raid, have issued a call to citizens to comply with the regulations outlined in the Disaster Risk Management Act. Failure to comply will result in prosecution, the police warned. One Don gang trial stalled as court awaits a COVID result of alleged gang leader. The trial of the 33 alleged members of the One Don gang did not get underway on Tuesday morning, as the alleged leader of the criminal network, Andre Blackman Bryan, is awaiting his COVID-19 test result. Another alleged member of the gang, Jermaine Robinson, has contracted the virus. Mr. Robinson, who the court heard is asymptomatic, is the third defendant to have contracted the virus. Chief Justice Brian Sykes on Tuesday disclosed that arrangements will be made to connect Mr. Robinson via video link on Wednesday. He is expected to be released from isolation on Sunday. Justice Sykes said a similar arrangement will be made for Mr. Bryan if he receives a positive COVID result. Former Education Minister recommends a comprehensive audit of ministry. Former Education Minister Maxine Henry Wilson believes there is need for a forensic and financial audit at the Ministry of Education in light of the report from the Auditor General of the transfer of $124 million by the ministry to the Joint Committee for Tertiary Education under questionable circumstances. The development is shocking, Mrs. Henry Wilson told the news. The Financial Investigation Division, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency, and the police have been called in to conduct a probe. The former education minister said it appears that persons in positions of authority have forgotten to whom they are accountable. The Office of the Prime Minister announced last week that Dr. Grace McLean, who had been acting as permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, had been sent on leave to ensure there is no hindrance to the investigations.
The permanent secretary is the secretary of the ministry, and I think people have forgotten that. And they are therefore taking decisions that are contrary to good accountability and good performance. I think the entire ministry needs an institutional and a forensic audit, financial audit. The ministry needs to be repositioned. That process was started. It became, inundated by all kind of other things. But the ministry has to be repositioned administratively, institutionally, and in terms of the issues of accountability.
2 guns recovered in Yorktown, Clarendon. 2 illegal guns were seized during a police military operation in Howells Content, Yorktown, Clarendon on Monday. 1 person was taken into custody in connection with the find. The police say the team recovered a .245 pistol, which contained a magazine with 1 round, and a shotgun with a live cartridge at a premises in the community. Deputy Superintendent Anton Gore Cardozo, operations officer at the Clarendon Police Division, said that the team was acting on information which led them to the area. He made an appeal for residents with information about illegal guns and criminal activities to come forward. Security Ministry relocates some branches after flooding. Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of National Security, Courtney Williams, says several branches of the ministry have been relocated following damage to the building's flooring due to flooding caused by water leakages. He said branches and divisions that require public access will be operating from Oxford House, which is adjacent to Scotiabank on 6 Oxford Road. Although some offices have been relocated next door, mail will not be redirected given the short notice, the permanent secretary added. He said that the Corporate Services Division, Buildings and Facilities, Finance and Accounts, and the Security Risk Reform and the Transformation Branch will be operating from Oxford House. Meanwhile, Internal Audit and the Offender Management and Parole Branch have been temporarily relocated to Ripon Road, where the National Insurance Scheme is located. The executive offices of the ministries, Permanent Secretary and the Law Enforcement, Forensics, Border Security, Defense and the Protective Security Division will remain on the 7th floor of the ministry's North Tower offices. These new arrangements are expected to remain in place for approximately 1 month. Gun seized in St. Andrew. The police are reporting the seizure of an illegal gun along Cedar Valley Road in St. Andrew. The police say a targeted raid was conducted in the area on Sunday morning when the premises was searched. According to the police, a Glock 9mm pistol along with 2.45mm rounds were found inside a door. No one was arrested in connection to the seizure. Businesses pledge jobs to students in articulated truck driving program. Business leaders in Montego Bay, St. James have pledged job opportunities to first cohort of students enrolled in the Ministry of National Security's articulated truck driving program at the Caribbean Military Academy. The students are expected to complete their training early December 2021. I will have about 40 job vacancies for drivers, said Donald Smith, Vice President of Sandals Resort, who gave a motivational talk to the students. He was one of several business leaders who accompanied Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, on a recent visit to the CMA in Montego Bay. The purpose of the visit was to introduce prospective investors and employers to the ministry's ATD program, which is training approximately 24 young men to operate trucks and other heavy-duty vehicles. According to Chang, this ATD program will equip young people in vulnerable communities with the necessary skills needed for the job market while steering them away from gangs and criminal activities. The government is engaging all its institutions, including the Jamaica Defense Force, in an all-out effort to crush the link between youth gang involvement and other unlawful activities, the security minister said. He added that activities at the CMA play a crucial role in his administration's whole-of-government concept of engaging young people, lauding the Jamaica Defense Force as a major partner in this effort. This model we are using is already showing success, and it is our aim to persevere, said Chang. He pointed out that the government's youth investment thrust is more than the usual back-to-school handouts and conscience massaging activities, and is geared towards achieving more positive outcomes. The minister noted that the ATD program is a move in the right direction. What we are doing is the right thing, where we identify a cohort of young people for these types of intervention, invest in them, and then set targets. So if we engage 20,000 young people, which is half of the population of high school graduates, then there is no question that we will have significant transformative change in our communities, pointing out that it is a fallacy to believe that the government is not committed to youth engagement and the transformation, Chang opined, "I want to set the record straight. It is believed that because we are not promoting certain popular programs referred to as community-based, then we are not involved and not committed to youth engagement and the transformation." Meanwhile, 30-year-old Siobhan James, a student in the ATD program who resides in Salt Springs, St. James, described the training he receives as transformational and an ideal opportunity not only for himself but also for others. "My life has changed in many ways since I started attending classes here. Not only am I now steeped in how to maneuver a manual shifter vehicle, but the level of discipline and care instilled in us gives us a sense of belief and the courage to do well and to be able to make a difference in our respective communities," said James. The ATD program provides a training for driving a combination of vehicles such as trailers, trucks, buses, and other heavy commercial vehicles. The program, which began at the start of the year, is being offered at the Caribbean Military Academy in Kingston and Montego Bay. It equips participants with the requisite skills needed to compete in the global heavy-duty driving workforce. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.